it's day 2 of my vlogs. I'm not going to be posting them every day, but while I've got some time to do it, I will do. You'll probably see as the training goes on and work commitments and so forth get in the way, I might be posting these less often, but did one yesterday, did one today, why not? I've got lots to talk about. So it's 267 days to go till the Reykjavik Marathon. That's what this vlog is all about. This is my journey to the Reykjavik Marathon. From a starting point at the moment, I'm injured. I can't run a step. The ultimate goal is to try and run under 2:45 at the Reykjavik Marathon, which is significantly faster than I've ever run before. So that's where we are. Yesterday I was 176 pounds. Today I've lost 3.6 pounds in a day. Now I wasn't too surprised by that. It's not going to carry on at that rate, believe me. But the reason for that is the diet protocol I'm on at the moment. I'm eating what we call a low carb, high fat diet. So the majority of the calories I'm taking in are coming from fats, and we're talking about healthy fats there. So I'm trying to certainly avoiding trans fats, none of them at all, and avoiding as much as possible seed oils, vegetable oils, margarine, those polyunsaturated fats that they used to say to us were the healthy fats. It turns out they're the ones that cause a lot of inflammation in the body. They're the ones I'm trying to avoid. So my majority of my calories coming from saturated fats from animal products, including dairy, so a lot of butter on things. Had bacon for breakfast. You get the idea. This is a food protocol where you can eat bacon and butter. There's a bit of cream involved. I tolerate dairy absolutely fine, so had a bit of cream in my coffee as well. That pushes the fat proportions up very high. I'll put the pie chart on the screen. So as you see, yesterday I had 79% of my calories from fat, 13% from protein, and just 8% from carbohydrate. That's just 46 grams of carbohydrate I had yesterday, which is low. That's very low. If I was training, I think I'd probably be struggling, certainly to do any intensity. But at the moment, I can't train. Still overcoming a back injury, which is getting better each day, but at the moment, there's no running, so this protocol is going to suit me fine for maybe dropping a little bit of weight before I start training. The reason for that 3.6 pounds all in one go, well, basically, because I'm eating so little carbohydrate, the glycogen in my muscles, the carbohydrate store in my muscles, that is getting used up. And for each gram of carbohydrate you store in your muscles, you store 3 to 4 grams of water as well. So for each gram of carbohydrate you're using up, I'm dropping 4 to 5 grams in weight. So that 3.6 pounds, there's going to be quite a lot of water weight in that. That's absolutely expected, and I'll probably get the same water weight drop, or slightly less maybe over the next couple of days. That'll even out. And I'm hoping to go into what we call ketosis. Quick explanation of ketosis. So there's 2 different energy pathways in the body. Very basically, you can either burn carbohydrate for energy or burn fat for energy. If you're doing something very intense, you're going to be burning a lot of carbohydrate. That carbohydrate comes from the glycogen that you store in your muscles. There's a limited supply of that, maybe an hour or so, and you'll burn it all up. Whereas the fat in your body, we all know we store fat. Some of us store a little bit more than we'd like to, but you've got tens of thousands of calories. Even the slimmest, leanest person's got 20, 30,000 calories of fat available to them stored. And that fat, it takes more oxygen to burn, So if you're doing something really intensive and you're trying to burn fat, it's not going to happen. When marathon runners hit the wall and they just can't run any faster, more often than not, they've used up all their petrol, used up all that supply of carbohydrate. They're burning fat. They're trying to burn fat. They can't burn it at the same rate that they were burning the carbohydrate, and they just have to slow down. There's no choice. You've just got to slow down. Me sitting on my butt here talking to you, I can burn fat just fine. So at the moment, I need very little carbohydrate to function. I think over the next 3 to 4 days, I'll probably enter what we call ketosis, and that's the point at which the fat burning takes over completely, and the fatty acids are broken down into what we call ketones, and the ketones are what I use for fuel. Ketones have a lot of advantages in that situation. One of the main ones for me, which I really like, is they reduce the amount of inflammation in the body a huge amount. So if you think about carbohydrate can cause inflammation in the body. Those horrible seed oils, vegetable oils can cause inflammation in the body. Inflammation causes you also to store water. So you can imagine over the next week or so, my water weight's probably going to go down a little bit, and the body fat's going to start getting used for fuel. So that's why you see people on Atkins diets, on low carb diets, that first week you see them drop loads of weight, because majority of that is that water weight, and then they even out and they'll be dropping a reasonable amount of body fat. Very important, try and maintain lean body mass. You'd be surprised if you're eating correctly, eating an adequate, not too high amount of protein on the high fat diet. Should be fine in maintaining muscle mass. I at the moment can't do any resistance work because of this back injury, so I'm just relying on genes and good diet at the moment to try and maintain my muscle mass. As it goes on, I'll be doing some resistance work as well as the cardiovascular training. I'll talk more about training when I can actually do some, I think. So I think I've spoken a little bit about that ketosis, which I'm heading for. I've got a way to measure that. I've got a brilliant device called a ketonics. There's a couple of other different ways as well. You can use keto strips, which you pee on, and they change colour to indicate that there's ketones in your urine. The ketonics is a machine that you plug in and you breathe into it, and it measures the acetone in your breath, which is one of the indicators of that ketosis. The device I've got is if it stays blue, there's no ketones at all. Green indicates there's a few, amber a bit more, red you're in quite a high level of ketosis. I've used ketogenic diet before, and I tend to do a lot of my long runs before I've eaten, so my body's fairly good at using fat for fuel, and I imagine within 2 to 3 days I'll have that red indicator on the ketonics device. At the moment, I imagine it's either going to be green or possibly even amber after today, but we shall see. I will keep measuring as I go along. I'll probably just give you a quick show of the ketonics device when I get that red indication, just so you can see what it looks like. Ketonics now do an upgraded version, which actually gives you some figures, some data about how far into ketosis you are. So it's the thought about an investment for the future, but at the moment I think I've got enough gadgets, and I'll stick with the one I've got. So I'm going to, for the next few days, I'm going to keep monitoring my diet. I'm using MyFitnessPal, the mobile phone app, to measure that. It's free. It does the job absolutely fine. It feels like a bit of a pain to be measuring all my food at the moment, but as it goes, I'm quite happy to do that just to reassure myself that I'm eating the right amounts. Whether I'll keep monitoring to that level or not, I'm not sure. Certainly, if I get down to a weight that I'm happy with and a body composition I'm happy with, I'll probably be just maintaining it and just going by instinct, by feel, really, and see how we go. But for the moment, I'm doing MyFitnessPal, which is where that pie chart that I showed you earlier came from, measuring on a body composition scales, so I'll get my body fat measuring and all that sort of thing. I'm measuring every day at the moment. Some people will advise you not to measure every day. For me, it works absolutely fine. It's not something I'm obsessing over. And if you measure at the same time every day, which I do, first thing off when I get up, jump on the scale, just see where I am. It's just a bit of feedback. For me, I've got no issue with people weighing themselves each day. But it's important to remember that things fluctuate. Your hormones will change from day to day, and it's the trend that you want to actually look at. So if you were to look at your weight on a graph, you get a much better idea of the actual trend rather than panicking because you've either stayed the same or put on a small amount of weight each, on any particular day. For me, I'm just looking for that downward trend for a little while, getting down to that athlete's weight that I've been talking about. The ultimate goal is about 150 pounds to actually run the marathon, which is a lot lighter than I've been for a very long time. Last time I ran a marathon, I was about 14 pounds, maybe 13 pounds heavier than that, and I ran a marathon in under 3 hours. So just taking that weight, that reduced weight when I'm running, should make the difference. If I can run I ran a 2:56 marathon at one weight, and then I can take 13 pounds off that, even at the same level of fitness, I should be just a little bit faster. There's obviously a trade-off. You still got to maintain health, and I've got to maintain a healthy weight. I think where I am, I think 150 pounds would be absolutely fine. I think I'll be fit and healthy at that weight. I certainly won't be underweight. So I've gibbered on enough, I think, for today. I might try and put up a post tomorrow. I'm going to go down and watch the local park run, local 5k tomorrow morning. Might go and show you a bit of that, see what's going on, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.